Hello YouTube and welcome to another Diecast weekly episode. And per usual, of course, I've got some stuff to show you. You know, it just keeps on coming. All right, so this stuff is stuff most of it I was going to show last week, and I didn't because we had the monthly meet. If you missed last week's episode, it was a pretty good one. So definitely go back and check that out if you missed it. Very, very cool stuff has happened this week in news in regards to my favorite brand, Autoworld. I got to see the Caravan in the package, which I'm super stoked about that coming out. Lamley finally unveiled his Lamley X J-Car X Autoworld collaborations, the first of 3 that will be coming out, and I'm stoked on those. It's really fun to finally see those unveiled, or at least the first one unveiled. And I will be getting those next week. I should be getting them, and I will be showing them to you. I will get the standard one and the chase, so it's going to be pretty cool. And then round 2 for you also showed some new toolings that are coming out on their YouTube channel. So it's going to be a really exciting year for Autoworld this year, and of course I'm pumped about that because you guys know they're my favorite brand to collect. That being said, we'll get into what we got today, and I do have 2 Autoworld pieces. I've got this Toyota Supra in yellow, this Asia Special Edition, made exclusively for W Bros. I don't really know anything about them, but I do know that this is pretty cool. It's a yellow Supra, and it's got like international style packaging. It comes in just a box with a window in it, and that is pretty neat. I actually may pull this out of the box, and then when I display it, I may just keep it in the box, because that's fun. I mean, I can do that. And then I went old Autoworld here. We got this. I've never had one of these castings in my collection. This is an Autoworld Indy car. And these actually, I believe, came out as, these might be their first 1/64 scale cars that they ever put out. I think these came out before any of the other stuff. It has a copyright date of 2014. So maybe around the same time that they first started releasing their 1/64 scale stuff. But I've actually never had one of these in my collection. And I noticed that they were like rebirthing this casting, and it's going into Target exclusive 4-packs, and I was like, well, that's right, they did do Indy cars, so I had to hunt one down on eBay, and I picked one up. So really, really cool. I don't know if I'm going to go after all the ones that they released in this. I actually don't even know how many that there are, but cool to finally check out one of these in person. All right, then we got a couple of Tarmac Works / Minichamps. I've been looking forward to these coming out. And so we got 2 of these guys. Now these are both a Porsche 934, and essentially they're the same. I think they're identical. Yeah, identical casting, it looks like. Just different liveries on them. So it'll be cool to check these out. I've always wanted to get a Minichamps Porsche, this Porsche 934, but getting the older ones that were released by Minichamps are kind of hard to come by these days. So it's kind of cool to see this tooling now being used as a Tarmac Works collaboration. You know, since Tarmac Works, and it got me thinking, you know, I've been posting a ton of pictures on my Instagram of 1/64 scale models. I've just been kind of going ham with the camera and really getting back into posting on Instagram and posting pictures of cars. And sometimes I share them to the YouTube community feed as well. But if you're not following me on Instagram, I would definitely, suggest that. If you're not on Instagram at all for Diecast, I would definitely suggest that. It's a great place to find Diecast news and stuff like that. And it's fairly like drama free. So it doesn't have like the trappings of Facebook. At least I haven't experienced that. So if you're not on it, give it a shot. It's just pictures and video, whatever. It's harmless, right? Harmless social media. All right. But anyway, where was I going with that? So yeah, I've been taking a lot of pictures. Porsche. Yeah. So check those out. All right. Then we got a couple of green light I did find in store. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. And we're not going to edit that out. No. Sorry. All right, so what got me thinking is, so this comes out, Minichamps, right? Um, uh, Toolings that haven't been used in a long time, like Auto Art 164 scale. I wonder if Tarmac would ever approach Auto Art about re-releasing their 164 scale toolings and doing a collab. That would be pretty neat. All right, that's what I was going to say. All right, apologize about that. We got Greenlight, Lowriders. Actually found these at a Meijer. I haven't stopped into a Meijer in a long time, but I stopped in and I saw these on the pegs. I'm like, you know what? This is Lowrider Series 2. They had 3 of the models there. I'm like, of the 6. And I probably want to get the whole set, but I decided to go ahead and just get these 3 because that's, you know, what was there. So, yeah, we're going to open up those. We'll take a look at those. We got a Caprice Classic, a Monte Carlo, and a Cadillac Coupe de Ville. All right. The rest of this stuff is all Hot Wheels, but it is pretty cool stuff. We've got, I finally found this 2-pack of Lamborghinis at Tarmac. So finally got these, so stoked on that. Kind of interesting. The picture of the car almost looks like it should be a darker charcoal gray instead of that brighter silver. Kind of wish they would have went with that looking at this, but I'm happy to finally find this. I love the Lamborghini Huracan casting. I think it's a very awesome one, so glad to get that one for sure. And then we've got the Ronin Run set. My buddy Crazy Todd actually picked up a couple of cases of these from SC Diecast. I was late to reserving a case, so I didn't get one. But he just sold me a set out of his case. So we got that to look at as well. And then while he was over picking up his stuff that I picked up for him from the meet, because he couldn't make it, he got a case of international cars. I believe it's a C, I don't remember what case it was, D case. I think it's D case, but it's international. But he pulled a Super out of it. And that is sick. So that's awesome. Like, out of all the Supers that are being released this year, this was like the one I definitely wanted. So he just gave it to me. And so thank you very much again, Todd. Todd always helps me out. You guys know that. I mention it all the time. And then we got some mainline cars just to look at. So we're going to check out those 4. And that is not it. We also got Lamborghini Countach. This is the... what was this, a selections release? These are not numbered. At least it was a pre-order for sure. I think like almost a year ago. The Countach LP 500S. And she's a beaut. So I have all the versions of this casting so far that came out. But for you Hot Wheels guys, there's your thumbnail. That'll get the views, right? All right, so we're going to check out all this stuff, of course, in the next segment. But yeah, stoked to get another Countach. You guys know, big Lamborghini Countach fan. You know, who my age isn't. So, all right, let's go ahead and flip the camera around and let's take a look at this stuff up close. And, you know, hopefully I won't lose my train of thought again. Whatever. All right. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start with these Minichamps / Tarmac Works collaboration model. Funny, my favorite stuff from Tarmac Works has really been collaboration models. That and the Global 64 line are really most of what I get from Tarmac Works. We're going to start with this one. I've actually already taken this one off of the base. I took some pictures of it. I didn't post them yet, but let's go ahead and get it open. So these come, of course, with a cardboard outer. There's actually a cellophane sleeve that was over this. We'll see it when we open up this one. And then we get the acrylic case. It's screwed down. Kind of, you know, your standard fare for, you know, premium import diecast, let's just say. So let's go ahead and check it out. Nice white base, plastic, of course. And we got 2 screws holding the model to the base. Go ahead and just unscrew those. And set that down. All right. Set this over here. I don't want to lose these screws. and check out this guy. So it's pretty awesome. I love the wheels on it. Like, that's like the highlight for me. It's how detailed the wheels look. Very, very cool. And I mean, altogether, the model's really neat. Brumos Porsche. I think there's like 2 other versions of this that have come out at the same time. And I just got these 2. I got these from Surplus Goodies, by the way. So he might still have some of these left on his on his eBay page, or maybe just hit him up on Instagram or something if you're interested in it. The details on the bottom is something that I didn't really expect. So that's kind of a nice touch there. Minichamps 164. So we got rubber tires. The thing actually rolls very well. It feels pretty lightweight. It does have a plastic base, metal body. And overall, it's pretty cool. You guys, I think Porsche people, you guys that love your Porsches, you guys are pretty lucky. I think you got the most, and I guess I'm included in that because I collect a lot of Porsche diecast. But for 1/64 scale, I don't know if there's any other brand of car that has this much variety for what you can get and what brands you can get. There's just so much out there between Hot Wheels and Tarmac Works and Mini GT. There's just a lot of Porsches out there. Even Johnny Lightning. If you go into like older Johnny Lightning castings of Porsches, man, I hope they re-release that tooling. That's another thing. That's for another day. But you know what? Just because I have one real close to me, I'm sure you guys have seen this before, but that's a Johnny Lightning Porsche. It's got an opening back bit. There's a bonus. It's cool casting. They should please redo it. Or I don't know if they can. Maybe they don't have the license anymore. I'm not sure, but whatever. I'll have to ask. But yeah, Porsche diecast, awesome stuff. I'd like to see like Auto World make a Porsche. I think that would be really cool as well. Why not? Just do it. Just do it. I could see them doing like a 928 or something like that. All right, so this is what I'm talking about. So there's a cellophane. What is float? Oh no. We got a headlight floating around in the package of this one. See that right there? Well, we get to see how these are constructed. I guess that's a bonus, and it should be easy to put back in. Good thing I noticed it, though, before losing it. Cellophane. Box. Case. Headlight. Right there. Let's unscrew it from the base, and then do some repairs. Always fun to show quality issues on here. And, okay. Well, this might be a challenge to do on camera. We may have to do it later, but of course this has now become the focus of this model, is trying to get it fixed. I'm going to guess it goes in. All right. Well, let's see if we can get it in there. Yo. Well, I mean, there it is. It's in. Of course, it's just going to fall right back out. So I will have to, I guess, do some model building work on this one, which is a bit unfortunate. But I don't remember how much these were either. I don't know, they're not too cheap. They also have separate pieces for the window wipers. I'm noticing that as well. So those are, be careful with that. Yep, there goes the headlight again. All right, we're just going to put this in a safe place, if I can find one. So right there. All right, so that's in a safe place for re-gluing later. The other thing this thing had a little bit of issue is it looked like when they, and this happens sometimes with the fenders of cars, you'll notice that they're jagged. And my guess is that's from removing flashing from the tooling before they paint it, and sometimes they remove a little bit too much. But there you go, details on the bottom again. And the black right there that they put in there, the black paint there, looks a little cheese. A little wonky. So that's not the best either. So I'm going to say these are cool. I don't think they're the best Porsche diecast you can possibly get, but they're still pretty neat. I think 2 is really all I'll need to get. I don't think I need to try to go after all of them or anything like that. But I was pretty stoked when they were first announced. And I guess they don't disappoint. It's kind of what I expected. The wheels, though, really sell it for me. They just look very highly detailed, and they look really good. So, all right, let's put these aside and move on. I got a project now for when I'm done filming this. We got to fix that, which is, to be frank, it's annoying. All right, let's take a look at this old Indy car from Auto World. So I imagine this is, well, it says right on the top. So it's true 1/64 scale, accurately scaled die-cast metal body and chassis, rubber tires. Oh, it does have a metal base. I assumed that this thing had a plastic base, and I guess it does not, at least not according to the package. Or according to the package, it does not have that. So some of you may not have been aware that these even existed. And I think they only came out for 1 year, and they sold them, I think, just on their website. They might have been available at some hobby dealers. It says they teamed up with IndyCar to replicate vehicles from one of the fastest motorsports on the planet. Top speed's over 240 miles an hour. This is Ryan Briscoe, number 8. So yeah, it is a metal base. And then IN 64001 is our tooling number, which makes sense. It's the IndyCar, 64 scale. Tooling number 1. I think they only did tool 1 IndyCar up, as far as I am aware. So, yeah, I mean, looking at it, it's basically got your same principles of a standard Auto World car. We've got like wheels that are fixed on an axle. So it rolls. It is a metal body with some plastic bits. Like, I believe this is plastic up here, and I think this back end piece, I think that's plastic as well. The base is metal, like we said. The front end here is all metal. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't know why I never got one of these before. I should have picked them up when they were out. It would be way easier, and I could have, but, you know, I wasn't really going hard on Auto World at that time. But I don't know if I need the whole set of these, but I think if I ever see them and they're available inexpensively, I'll snag them. Why not? I gotta say, I kind of dig this tooling more than I dig maybe the dragster tooling or the funny car tooling. I think this one's a little bit cooler. It's more up my alley anyway. So, very, very cool. All right, let's go on. We got this Auto World Asia Special Edition 1996 Toyota Supra in yellow. Pretty cool. And I think we're going to have to cut it open. Huh? It's got sticker. It's a sticker holding it right there. So we'll just slice open that one end and wreck the box probably as we try to open it, because I struggle with that. And I just don't have time to be careful with it, I guess. All right, let's pull this out. So there's our packaging, and here is our model. We'll set this aside and take a look at it. And yeah, I mean, you guys have seen this casting already, so it's nothing too crazy, but it does look nice in this yellow. I do have, there's a House of Cars one. I think it's a House of Cars, a purple Supra that is coming out. Or is out, I should say. Available for pre-order now. Or not pre-order, available for order now. It's in stock. What am I saying? Anyway, I've got one on the way. So we'll probably show that maybe next week. You get to see another Supra. I like it in yellow. I think it looks good. It's a good color for this car. Asia Special Edition. And yeah, so it's your standard Auto World Supra. But for you Supra fans, you'll definitely have to pick this one up. It's a good looking car. So digging it. And like I said, there's big stuff coming for Auto World. This year's going to be very, very exciting to collect that brand. Yes, last year was almost like a transition year for them, is almost what I'd call it. But big stuff this year, and I'm stoked to collect it. All right, I think we're going to save the Mattel stuff for last, which means that we are onto some Greenlight. So we're going to take a look at these lowriders. Now this is Series 2 of the lowriders. And I gotta say, Greenlight's done a great job with these lowrider castings. Now, not calling my favorite brand lazy, Auto World, but when Greenlight did these, the cool thing is they were able to tool up different, like actual lowered chassis. So it's not like they just put small wheels on the car and called it a day. And they actually have the chassis tooled that will lower the car. So that's a nice thing. Although you do have to deal with some, little quirks and stuff with the Greenlight, being that, like this thing in the back, like they shouldn't have even done it, to be honest. It just looks ridiculous. It looks way too big, for one. For two, it's just that sitting at that angle, and I think that's incorrect. Like there's no way to get it to be more straight, or maybe that's how it's supposed to look. I have no idea, but it looks bad. That's all I'm saying. So even if it is how it's supposed to look, it's a bad choice. We always look at the white walls. Well, we got 3 of 4 that are good. So those 2 are passable. That one's, I suppose, passable. This one leaves a bit to be desired. I love the color paint on these. Will these ever be as popular as like the Revell lowriders? That is yet to be seen. I guess it depends on how many of these they make. But I'd say they're pretty cool, is what I would say. It's a nice one. It's a nice color orange. I like it. I like the orange color. Then we got this one, the 1970 Chevy Monte Carlo in a nice metal flake green. Cut this one open. Check that guy out. So again, there's a standard ride height version of this car as well. So and again, it's another tooled chassis to make it tooled base to make it lower. Opening hood on this one. So you do have a motor tooled in there. Looks okay. Not super detailed under there, but it looks all right. And separate pieces for the bumpers, plastic bumpers. It looks like actually the whole front piece is one piece, it looks like. So, some details there. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I like the wheels on it. Wheels look pretty cool. It doesn't roll all that well. Well, it's basically scraping the ground, so. Same with this one. This doesn't roll all that well either. But that's okay. Do we want to see the serial numbers on the bottom? Might as well check them out while we're here. 3136 and 172. Low number. I don't know what the green machines look like in this set. But essentially, if they ain't green machines, I don't care about them. That's just the way it goes. All right. Then we got this 1972 Cadillac Coupe de Ville. Some spider webs. Not my favorite lowrider graphic, but this casting's pretty decent, so I had to pick it up. I honestly don't even know what else is in this set. There is a 55 Chevy Bel Air. Interesting. I'm not even familiar with what that casting looks like, am I? So what did we get? So that'd be cool to check out. We got the Caprice Classic, the Coupe de Ville, and the Monte Carlo. So we need the Impalas and the Bel Air. But here's the Coupe de Ville. Spiderweb edition. Spider-Man edition. No, yeah, the hood doesn't open on this tooling. Front end looks okay. Spiderweb graphics again. Yeah, not really my thing. This is the worst looking out of the three, I think. White line tires look okay on this model. That is the nice thing about not ordering Greenlight online, is you can do some little QC inspection right there in the store, which is beneficial a lot of the time to be able to do that. At least you can see, 75% of the car. Sometimes you can't see that side, obviously, and you get burned by that, but at least you can see the rest of it, so you get a better chance, I suppose, of actually getting something intact and without issues. That's the nice thing about buying Greenlight in person, whether you can do it from your local hobby dealer, like mine, SC Diecast, or whether you can snag them from the store. Of course, you miss out on trying to get a chase sometimes because you can't, do an unboxing or anything like that, but whatever. All right, next, let's look at this beast. So another Countach gets added to the mix, and of course, this I believe is the fourth one. I actually have the other ones handy, so we might as well just kind of do this. That way we can make a determination of which one's our favorite. So we got this one in green is the last one that came out. Then this one, and then this one was the first one. I almost think the first one was the best one still in this red color, but I'm partial to this, Spectraflame red, right? Wheel-wise, I don't know. The black one's really cool. This blue one is actually quite nice looking, though. It certainly is. So, these are not numbered. Well, this one's numbered. This one's not numbered. This one is numbered. That's kind of how they've gone so far. Let's go ahead and pull it open. Of course, the thing that really makes or breaks this casting sometimes is the condition of the doors and the quality control on the door. Can we get that open? Every once in a while, those are really difficult. Well, the plastic thing's staying up there. We're just going to leave that. Beautiful Spectraflame blue. It looks nice. It does. Let's go ahead and shut the doors. Not great. And pretty good. So one side shuts beautifully well. The other side doesn't. And the odd thing is, okay, so one thing you really can see on this casting that bothers me is that split right there. You see that right by the tire? Where you can see like all the way through into the interior. That bugs me. And oh wow, you know what? You can actually see the whole thing split. Look at that. So I literally never noticed that before. Oh, it's much better on this side. Good thing I got two of these models. I might have to get out the other one. I'm actually not even going to pull this off the base, guys, and I do apologize about that. Why? Because I want to give it a chance that the other one might be a little bit better than this one. But look at that. You could see that. And then I'm like, what? They all have that? Well, yeah, to a degree they do, especially on the front fender. They're split there, and then it comes to a close on the end, and then the front fender on this side also split there. And yep, on that one, on both sides. And this one actually appears to be the closest to not really having much of a gap at all. So, what's going on with that? That kind of sucks. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't even want to pull this off the base, and I'm just not gonna. Yep. So I'm probably gonna swap. Let's do this. Let's get this back in the package. Let's put it back from where it came. How do these go? This way. Yeah. I don't know. Someone will probably still want this model. I'll have to disclose to them why I rejected it. But, yeah. That gap. You know what I'm talking about? You see that, right? Color's beautiful. The wheels look great. But honestly, it really sucks to see quality issues in RLC cars. Because these, frankly, are too expensive to begin with. I know I know Hot Wheels is like the majority of people's favorite brand, okay? And that's fine. That's for good reason, really, because of what they do and the hype that they create, and it's not whatever. For good reason. Sure. They do some really cool stuff. Having a quality issue on a premium piece like this is disappointing. Okay? It is because it's expensive. And the other thing is you can't just like replace it easily. Like if you wanted to replace this model, you'd have a hard time probably finding it for retail already. Even though this was like a pre-order model, you're going to have a hard time replacing it. So if there's something that bothers you about it, I mean, you have to gamble and try to get another one and then probably pay a premium price for it. So from that perspective, these models, these RLC models, should have no issues with them whatsoever. They really shouldn't. I get that they are still mass-produced cars, but the price that they go for right out the gate, they're not cheap, and we should expect more. That's all I'm saying on these, okay? So I'm not trying to be a Debbie Downer about it, whatever. But, I mean, it's factual. It's your money. I mean, you're spending money on this stuff. You want it to be... You want it to not have issues. You don't want to be like all excited to get your model finally. Woohoo! I've been waiting forever for this, and then open it up and it's messed up. Like even if I know that's a small thing to me, it's a little small thing, maybe barely noticeable to some people, but it's gonna bother a lot of people. So, all right, we'll stop talking about it. Let's stick with Lamborghini for a minute and just open up this. So, was glad to find this finally in the store. These Target 2-packs, if you're patient, they're easy to find. At least in my area, they are. They fly off the shelf initially, and then they become easier and easier as time goes on. They seem to be out long enough where anybody is able to get them. But people were hoarding this Lamborghini pack for a while, and now all of a sudden I've seen it a couple times already. So finally got one for myself. This is my favorite, one of my favorite Lamborghini toolings from Hot Wheels, and it looks pretty good. The paint is a little orange peely. It's got some sparkle that's a little bit obnoxious, actually. It's a little heavy on the sparkle. Wheels look great. The casting is great. I do like this Lamborghini casting. And yeah, I mean overall, nothing really too much to complain about. This looks pretty good too. They got some fat wheels on the back. I think initially when they first put this model out in like a silver, they screwed up and put some skinny wheels on the back. I think that was a big complaint. And they kind of sat in the fender well, which looks bad. This one looks pretty good. Nice silver. So, I mean, nothing to be... I'm honestly surprised that this was the one that was hard to find. I thought for sure it'd be like the vintage racing looking ones. I thought for sure those would be the ones that I would struggle to find. And I didn't struggle to find those at all. What was the other 2-pack? The other 2-pack was like the Euro racing, like, what were they, rally cars or whatever. Those are surprisingly easy to find. I thought for sure. I mean, it's a hot set, really. All three releases are good, and like definitely good, and they're from different kind of genres of cars. So it's a good mix for sure. I just didn't think that this would be the top selling one, but it was. So cool. All right. What do we got? Super Treasure Hunt? Yeah, let's do the Super. I don't have the regular one to show you as a comparison. I love the way these wheels look. I mean, they've been using these wheels quite a bit since they've come out. They just look so good on supercars, and like they do. And here's the Lotus Evija Green Speed Electric Lotus. Super treasure hunt. Stoked to get this one. Why? Because it's red. It's like an ultra red colored treasure hunt. So let's open her up and check it out. It's always cool to get a super. You know, supers are still cool. It's a beautiful car in this color. So I like it. I think some people were disappointed about this tooling for whatever reason and how Hot Wheels pulled it off. I'm not super, and at least that's what I'm recalling hearing that from people. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with the real car. So all I know is this looks good to me. So I think it looks cool, and I'm happy to get it in my collection. Thank you very much, Todd. So I need the regular to complement it yet. I'm sure I'll find that down the road. Should be fairly easy to get. And yeah, no complaints from me here on this one. Very nice. I mean, quality control on this one's really good too. There's no, I don't know, I mean, there's not much tampo to have issues with, really, but there's no issues. I don't see anything weird with the paint either. It's a beautiful looking car. So I am digging that one. Probably take some really cool pics of that one. Why not? All right, we got a car culture set to look at, and I guess we might as well go in order on that. And then we got some main lines, and then we'll get out of here. First one, 95 RX-7, Run and Run. Like the casting. This whole set's pretty decent. I'm kind of going to blow through it because it's been out for a little while. It's kind of interesting how, like this, the Drake Strip Demon set, like just boom, boom, came out like almost at the same time, it felt like. So it looks pretty good. Good wheel choice on it. Blue base. It's actually kind of nice because then you get the matching, blue. What do they call it? Splitter or whatever, ground effects thing. It looks good. All right, I like that. I like that model. Where's the number 2? This obviously is going to be my favorite. I love the Nissan 300ZX. And this one looks great in red with the black rims. I like it. So let's open her up. There's that. I think Hot Wheels did a great job with this casting. I'm a huge fan of the car. And I think proportionately they did a really good job on it. It may not be, we'll just say it may not be as realistic maybe as like an Inno 64, but I think the way that Hot Wheels did this car, it almost looks better, like the overall shape of it is more attractive, I think, in the Hot Wheels version than it is in the Inno version, even though the Inno 64 version is probably way more accurate. I'm just guessing, I'm just talking here, but for some reason this one looks better. And that's what Hot Wheels does. You guys know that Hot Wheels doesn't make everything true to 1/64 scale, but sometimes that's for pretty good reason. Well, I'd say probably a lot of the times it might be for good reason, but you can't just shrink a car, straight up shrink it down to 1/64 scale and just call it good. Like, you have to make some adjustments and stuff to make it look right or look good. And obviously Hot Wheels is good at that. So very, very cool. Liking that. What's the number 3 car? The Toyota Starlet. Purple. Work wheels. Let's get this sucker. Oh. Haven't had one of that happened in a while. We gotta be able to get in. There we go. So this is this is a new tooling, right? Like brand new. Pretty cool. Good stuff. Very sparkly. Purple, little wheels, cute little car. So yeah, I'm digging that one too. I haven't seen this set on the pegs at all, by the way, in my area. None. So I was glad to just get it. And the funny thing is now, honestly, like most hobby dealers, it's cheaper to just get the car culture cars from them than it is from the store. The prices have raised on these, especially at Target. Like, they're expensive. So you're better off, honestly, just get a dang case from a hobby dealer. I mean, especially if you have one close to you and you don't have to pay shipping for it, then it's definitely a no-brainer. And then you don't have to worry about trying to get these on the pegs. Plus, you're supporting typically a smaller business, and that's cool too. So I recommend it. Getting them from the stores can be stressful because you got to find them, first of all. Here's a 98 Subaru Impreza. 22B STI version in orange. This one's got some orange peel. I can see it through the package. This one really doesn't do much for me, to be honest. The color, like this color orange, just like tangerine orange, looks way cooler than this pumpkin. Jack-o'-lantern orange on a Subaru Impreza. Not the color for this car. I know you can't just keep constantly make them Subaru blue, right? So you gotta do something. But and look at that orange peel in there. Probably my least favorite model in the set. All right, then we got the Mazda RX-7 FC Pandem. This is cool. This is a new tooling. If you find this one in black, you've got the Chase. Of course, I don't have that. But we'll go ahead and take a look. And I think they did a pretty good job with this model. This is something pretty cool. I like how it looks with the proportion, like the small wheels, how they're proportioned to the body. You can tell that. A lot of love went into making this one. It's a good one. So yeah, I don't know. Star of the show for me still, of course, is this, just because it's my favorite car in the group. But the Mazdas, you can't complain. These would be definitely number 2, number 3. And then the Starlet's pretty cool. This one, just really doesn't do anything for me, to be honest. You guys let me know what you think in the comments, of course. Love reading your opinions on this stuff. All right, then we just got, let's just debrief with some main lines here. We've got these 4, the Mercedes-Benz 300 SLs, Super Treasure Hunt. I think that would be cool to get. But this one's just a regular, of course. Man, it looks really good, though. I'm actually thinking I'm going to go for the Elite model that comes out this next week of the Mercedes. I think it actually looks awesome. So, going to have to go for that one. Definitely. But this does look pretty cool, too. And then we got Matt and Debbie Hayes, 1988 Pro Street Thunderbird. That originally came out in pink. Now we got it in white. This is from C-Case, by the way. Heartbeat there. Yeah. It's cool. I like it. Ford Custom Maverick. It's like blue. Kind of skyish blue color. Pretty basic. Nothing too exciting. Blown by that one. This model, this 80 El Camino, looks really good. It's got the retro slot wheels. And I must say, mainline car, this thing is pretty sick looking. And I'm not a huge El Camino fan either, but this thing looks... There's something premium about it, and I think mostly because I think this casting originally was only developed for premium, or semi, like with a metal base. But I like it. I think it looks great. I've seen somebody wheel swap this thing too. It looks just fantastic. So yeah, couldn't not get this one. All right, so that's it for this episode. Favorite stuff? I don't know. I mean, the Supra's really cool. I like the IndyCar too from Auto World. The lowriders are neat. The Super Treasure Hunt is cool. I would say, you know, the big disappointment is this right here. This is kind of sad, to be honest. So there you have it. The Minichamps are kind of cool too, but we got a headlight that we got to glue back in, which, you know, that's always totally acceptable, right? All right, so thank you guys very much for watching another Diecast Weekly episode. Of course, check out the next one. Again, I got the Lamley exclusive stuff coming very soon, and I'll maybe just do a separate feature video just on those. I may do that. It might be kind of cool to do it, and then be opening up a chase, and, you know, that thing's probably going to go for a premium. So, all right, thank you guys very much for watching. Have yourself a great day.